Warning, the review you are about to watch will contain spoilers wherever necessary for educational or entertaining purposes. Click away now if you don't wish to be spoiled.
Hey friends, my name is the Dyslexic Cosplayer, and I've been working on a lot of reviews here recently, and I am worn out. So instead of a regular review, I'm just gonna put on an old tape from my grandparents' movie collection. So here you go, have fun, and I guess I'll see you for the critical review once that's over. So I guess we'll just fire up the good old VHS player and...
Dun 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 dun.
Avon's Dragnet, the documentation of a fictional crime. For the next 2.5 minutes, with the help of the Dyslexic Cosplayer, we will travel along step by step of the documentation of a fake crime, from an actual BBC production, from beginning to end. From crime to punishment. Avon's Dragnet is the story of Avon at work. It was stardate 2/61/78. It was a Thursday. The place was somewhere in the middle of space. We were watching a spaceship go nowhere fast. My partner was Callie. The boss, Blake, a freedom fighter. My name's Avon. Teleporting over to see what was going on, it turned out the entire crew had been rendered unconscious. The cause? A gas called solo vapor. A gas designed to render them unconscious, but otherwise unharmed. Except for the pilot. He was dead. Along with the controls having been smashed, so they weren't going anywhere anytime soon. Blake, in that irritating way he manages, found out they were carrying a device containing... let's just call it unobtainium. A necessary requirement to destroy an invasive fungus that was destroying the crops on the planet Destiny. Their only hope to remain neutral before the Federation forces them to join as terms for helping deal with the invasive species, probably created by the Federation to force the situation. Given the value of this much unobtainium, any one of the crew could have murdered the pilot and left themselves in this predicament with the hope of making it rich. So Blake, being a do-gooder, teleports back to the Liberator, leaving me and Callie behind as hostages while he goes to deliver the unobtainium. Wonderful. After a few more cliches that would not be unremarkable in an Agatha Christie novel, we're able to use a series of random letters scrawled in the dying pilot's blood to reveal the identity of the killer. It turns out the seemingly random numbers, in fact, are letters that spell out the name of one of the crew, who has also purloined the unobtainium and plans to escape with the help of some co-conspirators, and kill all of us. Fortunately, Blake returns in time to rescue us, and with the help of an explosive placed against the door, not only kills the murderer, but the co-conspirators as well. And thus concludes another episode of Avon's Dragnet.
Welcome back, friends. Yeah, the joke may have gone on a little too long for this episode, but that's because this episode goes on way too long. I know normally I do the bits I like, the bits I don't like, and then what I would change about it, but on this one, we're gonna just start with the bits I don't like because it's a much longer list. First of all, this whole episode feels like a bottle episode that was made because Terry was running out of time and had no other ideas. Even for the time period, this had to feel lazy. And then there are the production values on display. Between the people from Destiny having collars that would make Dracula blush, down to the acting that, quite frankly, I don't know how you could get a performance this terrible without trying. I mean, just wow. And then, and I admit this is a pet peeve of mine, but why is it when the captain shows Blake where Destiny is, he's using a 2-dimensional map? It's space! It's 3-dimensional! And no, this is not a minor pet peeve of mine, because they will make this mistake again in the same season! And for the record, the reason this drives me nuts so much is we had in Lensman and the Galactic Patrol a three-dimensional compass, which is the only way you can reasonably expect to navigate in a three-dimensional space like space. So why is it that shows like Blake 7 and Star Trek and Star Wars keep using two-dimensional maps? And then we have Blake, who has learned that Destiny has basically bankrupted their planet to pay for all of this unobtainium, but still decides to use a cooler full of explosives to blow up one of their few remaining spaceships. You know, the ones they're gonna need to trade with other people to pay back all of their creditors? And it's not like the Liberator doesn't have blasters on it, so why exactly Blake decides to take it upon himself to blow up other people's property for no reason I do not understand whatsoever. Okay, I'm done now. And there are some good things in this episode. Largely the fact that it showcases Avon, but the comedic dynamic duo that is Callie and Avon I feel goes critically underutilized throughout the series because, damn, this is good writing.
We will regard ourselves as hostages against Blake's return.
Oh, thank you, Callie. What a clever idea.
Blake will return.
You can bet your life on it. In fact, you've just bet both our lives on it.
My people have a saying. A man who trusts can never be betrayed, only mistaken.
Life expectancy must be fairly short among your people.
Again, really good comedic timing. And the fact that we get to watch Avon show off just how smart he's capable of being. Well, I'm an unapologetic Avon fanboy, so that did not go unnoticed. Thank you, Terry Nation. And there is a nice little bit of detail work when you see the moment after the unobtainium was stolen. I'm not going to play that clip for you because it tends to spoil the mystery. So, how would I improve the episode? They say it's important to remember when you're reviewing any piece of media the time and period it's made for, but I don't know if there was ever a time or period that this was ever going to really work. Short of some really hardcore work on the mystery to make it more interesting and slightly less amateur murder mystery dinner theater production, I don't know if there was any way to really salvage this episode. The only real consolation I can take from this episode is the fact that it gave Terry Nation a chance to work on the script for their next episode that we're going to be reviewing, The Duel. And oh boy, is that going to wash the taste of this one out of our mouths. What can you expect? Well, we get vampires, we get to watch Blake throwing sticks at Travis, and space witches? Question mark? I'll hope to see you all then, friends. Until next time. Hey friends, I hope you enjoyed the review almost as much as I enjoyed making it. Now, if you would like to show your support, by all means leave the video a like, maybe a comment. If you want to go really crazy, try hitting that bell icon down below so you can stay informed of all my new content. As you can see, I'm coming out with a bunch of new videos. I'm also going to be hopefully doing more cosplay tutorials. If you'd like to show some more support in a more substantial way, try heading on over to my Patreon or my Facebook. Both will be links down below.